All right, all right. I do want to show you this. So just a little something else to bring up, okay? Because it's so often. I really do think that the amount of hate that Jeremy Sohan get is completely disproportionate to what he does on the court. I don't think that it's merited at all. The only criticism that I personally have for Sohan is, hey, work on your 3-point shot. Literally it. I mean, every other aspect of his game, I don't think there's anything to worry about. There's nothing that causes any type of concern. I feel like he's gotten better and better over time. So I just want to show you a couple things, okay? Because I think it's completely out of whack how much hate he's been getting. So the entire Spurs team has been quite bad when it comes to 3-point shooting. And big shout out to the Hoopster here for posting this. Hold on, let me actually put this in a different thing. So there's a couple things to look at. So first and foremost, this is all catch and shoot 3-point accuracy. And this is what's important, right? This is what a lot of people are critiquing when it comes to the Spurs. Because when people say that you need to spread out for Wemby needs all this space, this is what they're talking about. They're talking about catch and shoot 3-pointers. And as we can see, there's only 3 players on the team currently that have been pretty doggone good when it comes to 3-point shooting in catch and shoot scenarios. You got Harrison Barnes at 43, which is insane, but we kind of expect that going into the season. Julian Champagnie at 38. We kind of expect him to at least be around the 35 range. And then Victor Wembanyama at 37. But you move on down, and there's a big jump off. You got Devin Vassell at 32. You got Chris Paul and Sochan at 30. And then you have Steph Castle at 29. We kind of expect that. Zach Collins at 28. That's really bad because his whole thing this season was that he's going to be a better shooter. That's like the main thing he worked on over the offseason. So that's a little disappointing. You got Keldon Johnson at 26%. And then you have Trey Jones at 21%. Not too shocked about Trey Jones. I feel like he'll bring that up. Keldon Johnson's a little bit of a shocker. I thought that at least with the addition of Chris Paul that his percentages would be higher, but it seems like it is digressed. But the whole notion that Jeremy Sohan has been so horrible and so awful this season is just absolutely ridiculous. I understand that he needs to improve his 3-point shooting. Chris Paul is averaging the same percentage from catch and shoot threes. Sohan hasn't been pulling up a lot of threes. If he had, it's the shot coming off the clock. You just have to take the shot, right? I mean, you just have to take it. But most scenarios, no, it's just been catch and shoot threes. And that's not good. 30% isn't good. But I don't understand all of the hate. Even the eye test for me, I don't see the hate. And then analytically, I don't understand it. So just a little bit of perspective here. He is not the worst shooter on this team. He's like dead spank in the middle as far as everyone on this team. I'm not expecting him to be a crazy 3-point shooter. I'm hoping that in the future he can give us a consistent 33, 34. And that's all I'm hoping for, really. But the expectations have been absolutely out of whack here. Vassell offense is scaring me. Yeah, Vassell should be the one where maybe, you guys should be a little worried. But Sohan? Come on. Also, saw this as well, and I wanted to bring this up. So here are the top 10 perimeter isolation defenders. So I showed you something similar the other day in which he was ahead of 92% of defensive players in the NBA. Like as far as defense, he was ranked in that top percent. He was better than 92% of people. Oh my goodness, thank you, Larry. Jeez, thank you for the super chat. $20. Salute to you, clan. Been watching you hold it down for 4 or 5 years now. Appreciate your positivity contributing to my mental health. Go Spurs, go. Thanks, man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for watching, dude. Yeah, no, you're real. You're a real one. So anyways, top 10 perimeter isolation defenders. So he's better than 92% of the league when it comes to defense. but that was a mixed defensive stat. So that was taking into account his isolation defense along with the team defense, right? This is just looking at top 10 perimeter isolation defenders in the NBA, and Jeremy Sochan is 9 out of top 10. As many players there are in the NBA, he's number 9. I had people genuinely asking me such a silly question, but asking the question, what team, I think this was the last live stream, what team would start Sochan other than the Spurs? I just think that's a crazy statement and very disrespectful to what we have here. I just want people to know that we do have a genuinely good player here, okay? And I don't believe that fans can push a player out, right? I don't think that that's necessarily possible. Maybe to like a small chance of that happening, but so I'm not worried that Sochan's going to want to leave because the fans are mean towards him or anything like that. I just want us to be consistent because I already know what's going to happen. People are going to look really silly when the Spurs start winning and Sochan is on full display and he's getting into the opposing team stuff and they're getting into it and the Spurs are winning games and we have that edge, that nastiness that you're seeing day in and day out, or night in and night out, and then the media kind of gets a hold to it and say Sochan's pretty important, and once he actually is helping win games, all these people are going to come back and say Sochan's pretty good. I just want you to recognize that he's good now and you can praise him now, and then once we start winning, you can start giving the praise then too. I'm not sitting here to say, I'm not saying just kiss his butt and say he's perfect and everything's great and everything's, la. But all I'm trying to say is he is a good player. Every analytic has shown it. And the only thing that people are basing Sochan or their disdain for Sochan off of is a narrative that he can't shoot, which sure, he needs to improve his 3-point shooting, but so does a lot of people on the team. That's not the biggest thing. There's a lot to basketball other than shooting 3-pointers. There's a lot more to it. And everyone has praised him that's on the team. Chris Paul has praised him. Victor Wembanyama has said that he's important to the team. Stop trying to push guys out that don't deserve it. If you want to have a discussion about Zach Collins, I'm with you, right? I'm with you. Like, I do think that he's undersized for the position that we got him in, but I'm with you on that. If you want to have a discussion about Keldon Johnson, he's the longest tenured Spur. There's many times where I think that there's a lot of tunnel vision going on. Defense isn't that good. It's not a lot of other things that you can bring other than energy and, off the court leadership. Sure, we can have a discussion about Keldon, but why are we talking about Sochan? That's just a player that I just don't think we should really be entertaining getting off this team. That's just not one that I even want to have a discussion about. So just want to throw that out there. I want everybody to know now that he's good because you're going to look really bad in the future when the Spurs are winning and he's right there. He's right there helping, leading the charge. Just put it in your mind now. Analytics disagree with you. Statistics disagree with you. Everything disagrees with you. Literally has somebody in the chat last live stream saying that making the argument that Aaron Gordon is a significantly better player than Sochan. Analytics don't show that either. Said that he's a better defender than Sochan. Nothing shows that. Don't know what you're getting that off of. So, anyways, just a feeling. I think a lot of people just have feelings and then they just go off of those feelings. I have my biases, right, towards certain players. I like certain players of what they do, right? I always gravitate towards guys that are high basketball IQ, good defenders. But I'm not going to continue to defend them if the analytics aren't affirming my beliefs. And I'm sorry, the analytics all say that I'm correct. I'm not just going to go off my feelings. So that's all I got to say about that. Let's see what some of the people in the chat said. Sochan, I like. Fasell, Johnson, Jones, time to go. Oh, and Zach. I won't go as far as to say Space Invader. I won't go as far as to say Fasell needs to go right now or anything. I would say I'm a little cautious on what's been going on, but I won't go that far with him. Sochan hate boils down to two things: ugly jumper and wouldn't pass to Wemby last year when learning point guard. Yeah, it's ugly jumper. I would add on to it. I think it's more than that. I think it's ugly jumper. I think wouldn't pass to Wemby, which, yeah, like you said, you put it in quotes. That's just the narrative. 3, I would say it's his hair. And 4, I would say it's his personality. I think a lot of people just don't really like him, right? Let's be honest. He goes against certain social norms. He just does. And it makes people feel weird, especially old heads. They don't like that. Guy dyeing his hair, growing it out. Yeah, they don't like piercings. Yeah, but they don't. A lot of people don't even recognize that might be a bias that they have. So they blame it on other stuff. I guarantee you there were Bulls fans back in the day that hated Dennis Rodman and probably would say that, well, he's not that good at this and he's not that good at that. Dude ended up being a legitimate legend. All right. Done with this discussion.